Oi, girls and boys and everything in between, it's Ace Trainer Liam back with another episode of MetroMania. MetroMania is an ongoing 16 Pokémon Metronome Battle tournament where we find out which of these 16 legendary Pokémon is going to be named MetroMania Champion. If you're already a fan of MetroMania, then make sure you hit that like button, show me that you're enjoying this series, show me that I'm doing something right with this series, and of course, if you're not already, hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now, we've definitely got a great set of battles set up for you today, but first, before we get into those battles, we need to see how the brackets are shaping up.
So here we go. We see that Lunala, unfortunately, last week was not able to topple Reshiram. Reshiram goes through to the quarterfinals to face Regigigas after falling short in the first round against Lunala, but then clawing back 2 victories, one after the other, taking Lunala out of the competition. Unfortunately for Lunala, that's where we say goodbye, but Reshiram, of course, moves on. It will be facing Regigigas in the quarterfinals, and if it's anything to go by, I'm sure Kyogre would tell Reshiram that you've got your work cut out for you with Regigigas. Regigigas is not a force to be taken lightly, so good luck to Reshiram, but we need to find out who's in quarterfinal 4, and the first Pokemon will be either Groudon or Solgaleo. Let's find out who, though. So here we go, it's Groudon versus Solgaleo, the first of what we hope to be a great selection of battles in this episode of MetroMania. We're looking for the first Pokemon in quarterfinal 4. This is Heat 7. Things are looking incredible as the drought goes up for the Groudon team. Now, it's going to be scary for Solgaleo. Whilst that whilst that harsh sunlight is in effect, it's going to power up Fire-type moves, which of course Solgaleo is weak to. Solgaleo going with a Stab Psy-Wave from the start, doing a decent amount of damage to that shiny Groudon. Shiny Solgaleo is going to follow up with a Fury attack, and it's on the shiny Groudon as well, so it is going to be doing double damage. They're doubling down on that shiny Groudon. That's what I meant by double damage. Don't kill me in the comments, okay? They're doubling down on shiny Groudon. Here's a simple beam, though, from regular Groudon, and that's going to be great because it gets rid of the full metal body ability that Solgaleo has. So Solgaleo now, shiny Solgaleo at least, will be able to suffer stat drops if the Groudon team do bring that into play. Here's a power trip, though. That's going to be super effective from shiny Groudon onto shiny Solgaleo for the tiniest little bit of chip damage there, but any damage better than no damage. Am I right, lads? Pop it in the comments. Here's regular Solgaleo going to follow up with a Vacuum Wave. That's going to do some neutral fighting type damage, but of course not a great deal of damage. Vacuum Wave, I believe, is about 40 base power. It's really not that strong at all. Speaking of not that strong, here's a Rapid Spin from shiny Solgaleo for an even weaker bit of chip damage onto regular Groudon there. Really could go either way at the moment. Here's a Revelation Dance, though. Ground-type Revelation Dance from shiny Groudon onto shiny Solgaleo, doing massive super effective damage there. That was incredible. Super effective stab Revelation Dance. What a great play there. Here's a Prismatic Laser. That's not going to be very effective, but it's going to be very beautiful onto that regular Solgaleo for the littlest bit of damage there. That was unfortunate by that regular Groudon. How's the Solgaleo team going to follow up? We'll find out right now as regular Solgaleo goes for Glare. Going to paralyze which of the Groudon there? It's going to be the regular Groudon. It's now paralyzed. We'll see if that paralysis comes into effect later in this battle, I am sure. As shiny Solgaleo, what's it going to go for? Goes for a multi-attack. Is that going to do much damage? I believe not that much damage there. But that Groudon does need to recharge. We're not going to find out if it's fully paralyzed until probably the next turn. Here's a Swagger, though. Risky play there. Drastic increase in attack stat for that shiny Solgaleo there. +3 attack stat, but is confused. So that could work in the favor of the Groudon team. It could also work against them, though. So that's a scary play right there. Here comes regular Solgaleo. It's going to go for hold back, so it won't be knocking anyone out, but it will be doing that little bit of chip damage there onto that regular Groudon. This shiny Solgaleo is going to ignore the confusion this time. What move's it going to go for, though, with that +3 attack? Hyper Fang with +3 attack. You've got to expect that to be a knockout, and it is. That regular Groudon is down. It's down to just shiny Groudon, so that Swagger really did not work in the favor of the Groudon team right there. That was a very risky play, although wisely, shiny Groudon goes for the Torment on that shiny Solgaleo. Although saying that, shiny Solgaleo, it won't be able to move, it won't be able to use Metronome this turn. It ignores the confusion. No moves left. Going to go for the struggle with +3 attack, though. That's really strong. Critical hit as well. 19 HP. left on that shiny Groudon, and shiny Solgaleo, of course, with that 25% recoil damage, is very close to death as well. We see regular Solgaleo going for focus energy, wants to get some critical hits, although they're not really that necessary at this point, unless Groudon uses a recovery move like Recover or Synthesis or something like that. It doesn't though. It goes for the not very effective 4 times resisted Psychic. That's very unfortunate there. And the Sunlight is going to fade, so no more powered up fire type moves there. What will Solgaleo have in store? Here's regular Solgaleo. What's it going to do to this Groudon? Goes for Flare Blitz with 19 HP left. That is it. It is over. Goodbye, Groudon. Better luck in the next round, my friends. A critical hit as well on that Flare Blitz. That was brilliant. Brilliant job there. But here we go. Round 2. We cannot lose this Groudon. If you want to stay in the competition, you are going to have to book your ideas up right now. Here's both the Solgaleo back out on the field. We're going to see that Drought come into effect and bring that harsh Sunlight. Groudon is currently against the ropes. It did not have a good first round there. That first round, a big mistake with that Swagger. What a bad move. That Swagger ultimately led to the end of both the Groudon there. Solgaleo starting off strong with a Shadow Claw onto that shiny Groudon there. So, what will we see from the shiny Solgaleo? We see a Force Palm coming out. Both Solgaleos starting off with some decent attacks there, doubling up. Sorry, it wasn't on the shiny Groudon, it was on the regular Groudon. Shiny Groudon with full HP is going to go for a Horn Leech. It's not very effective. It is only going to restore a little bit of HP there. Oh wait, no. It was the first attack was on the shiny Groudon. I am having an absolute moment. If you're having an absolute moment, post in the comments. Hashtag I'm having an absolute moment. Here's a Whirlpool, but it misses from regular Groudon onto the Solgaleo team. So Solgaleo sitting pretty right now. Not too worried about anything. Probably a little bit confident because of... Oh, here's a Play Rough as well. So probably feeling very confident. That's a little bit of chip damage there from that Play Rough. But already the advantage seems to be in the Solgaleo side of things because Solgaleo are just attacking. Apart from that refresh, which is not an attack, and of course fails to ruin my point. Thank you for mooting my point, shiny Solgaleo. But here's a Bone Rush. What a great idea. So a Stab Bone Rush. How many hits are we going to get from shiny Groudon onto regular Solgaleo? That's 2 hits. Oh my goodness. 3 hits, bringing it down to less than half HP. We get 4 hits. Oh my god, could this be a knockout? 5 hits on that Bone Rush, taking down regular Solgaleo. That's incredible. That's amazing. That's the kind of plays that Groudon needs to stay in this game. It's now 2 versus 1. 2 Groudon versus 1 Solgaleo. What an absolute brilliant play there. Here's a Circle Throw. It's going to be neutral. Doesn't do a great deal of damage, but you've got to think the advantage is on Groudon right now. Unless Solgaleo can pull out some big offensive moves. My goodness. It goes for Outrage, though. That's a decent move to go for. Going to do some strong Dragon-type damage. It does a decent amount of damage there to regular Groudon. Of course, Solgaleo is locked into Outrage right now. It will get confused at the end of it. Here's a Thunderbolt from shiny Groudon, though. Going to chip away at the health of that Solgaleo. What a great play there, though. Getting rid of with that Bone Rush. I'm still impressed. Sand Attack, of course, I'll have no effect because Full Metal Body is in play. So lucky for the Solgaleo there, because the Solgaleo cannot afford to miss any attacks right now. There's more of that Outrage on that shiny Groudon there, bringing it down to the yellow. What's regular Groudon going to do? Going to go for Dragon Hammer. It's going to be resisted by Solgaleo there, but still, the damage is coming. It's less than half its HP now. What will shiny Groudon do to follow up? It's already... Oh, Payback! Oh my goodness, it's already been hit this turn, so Payback's going to be stronger. My goodness, down goes Solgaleo, and Groudon have snatched the second round victory. It's now 1 apiece. It's Groudon versus Solgaleo, and that was very, very impressive by the Groudon team. Clawing it back after that terrible first round really has shown exactly what they need to do. They need to pull out all the stops against this team of Solgaleo. They really need to buckle down, go with as much offense as they can, and not waste time on status moves or just basically missing Solgaleo. Just do better, Groudon, is what I'm saying. Gravity coming into effect, that is going to affect flying type moves and just flying type Pokemon in general. If anybody somehow gains the flying type, good luck to you. Here's regular Solgaleo. Can't use Flying Press because of gravity, so on the first turn, the Solgaleo team scuppers itself. Here's an Ice Punch coming out from shiny Groudon onto shiny Solgaleo for a little tiny bit of not very effective damage. No freeze, unfortunately, from that Ice Punch, but what a bad play for the Solgaleo team from the start. Here's an Aqua Ring. That's a smart play by regular Groudon. It's going to restore HP each turn because of that veil of water that it's put around itself with the Aqua Ring. Now, that's a great idea. Here's Mr. Mistaker, shiny Solgaleo, going for Sunny Day, and it fails. That's another mistake because, of course, the harsh sunlight is still in effect. Regular Solgaleo is going to go for Roost, but its HP is full. What is happening with these Solgaleo right now? They really can't get it together. That second round loss to the Groudon team was really scuppered the confidence of the Solgaleo team, and that was a great submission with a crit from that regular Groudon onto shiny Solgaleo. Wow, Groudon really pulling out all the stops right now. We're going to get an Astonish, which is going to be super effective from shiny Groudon onto regular Solgaleo for a little bit of chip damage there. And there's the Water Veil, restoring the HP of that regular Groudon, just that little bit there. That's going to be pivotal in this battle in keeping one of those Groudon on the field. Regular Solgaleo is going to go for Stockpile, though. It's going to raise its defense and its special defense, making it even more difficult to batter the Solgaleo and deal damage to it. So bear that in mind, especially if it gets Swallow or Spit Up later in the battle. We see Aqua Ring of its own coming out from the shiny Solgaleo, so now we have Aqua Ring on both sides. That's going to be a great play. Finally, shiny Solgaleo actually does something useful. Here's regular Groudon with a neutral low kick, and it is going to do a great amount of damage there to that shiny Solgaleo. So shiny Solgaleo, even the Aqua Ring, is in a bit of trouble right now. We see a Milk Drink come out from shiny Groudon, but shiny Groudon's HP is full, so that's unfortunate. Could have done with that later in the battle. And there's the Aqua Ring healing, and of course it brings regular Groudon back up to full HP. So what's going to happen in the next turn is anybody's guess. Regular Solgaleo is going to start things off, and it's going to go for Happy Hour. Why? Idiot. So just wasting a turn there. A little bit of confidence, trying to build that confidence right back up. Its shiny counterpart, what is it going to do this time after that Aqua Ring? Goes for Conversion too. Okay, it's going to change its typing. What's it changing to? Changing to the Poison type. Now, keep that in mind for the rest of this battle. So it's weak to Ground and Psychic now. We see Spore coming out onto that shiny Solgaleo, the Poison type Solgaleo. So that's going to fall fast asleep for a few turns now. Good play by the Groudon team. If you're not getting hit by two Solgaleo, you've got more chance of surviving. It's basic maths. Quick maths. Sucker Punch is going to fail because it wasn't the start of the turn, so that's unfortunate because that would have been super effective by that shiny Groudon there. And we see the Aqua Ring restoring the HP of just the sleeping Poison type Solgaleo because, of course, regular Groudon, who also has Aqua Ring, is at full HP. Here comes regular Solgaleo. What's it going to go for while it's awake? Goes for Heat Crash. That is going to be powered up by the sunlight here, doing a tiny little bit of damage there to 25 hit points of damage to shiny Groudon, who is going to fire back. It's going to go for Curse. It's going to raise its defense and attack, but drop its speed. Now, it's already one of the slower Pokemon on the field. It's now the slowest Pokemon on the field, but it certainly can benefit from having stronger attack and defense. What will its partner, regular Groudon, follow up with? Gonna go for Crunch. That is super effective. Not on the Poison type Solgaleo though. So that conversion too really played in the favor of that shiny Solgaleo, because being a Poison type doesn't get a super effective hit by Crunch. That was very, very lucky that it wasn't on the regular Solgaleo. Of course, shiny Solgaleo is still fast asleep, not able to wake up and get things together. Here comes regular Solgaleo with a wing attack. That's going to do a nice bit of neutral damage to that shiny Groudon there. Just chipping away at the HP. That's how the Solgaleo need to play it in this one. Regular Solgaleo goes for a Crunch again. On that shiny Solgaleo, who lives on about 1 HP. That's incredible. Will shiny Groudon be able to follow up? Goes for Floral Healing. What are you doing? On the shiny Solgaleo as well, bringing it back from 1 HP to just over half its HP. That's incredible. And the Aqua Ring takes effect and brings that shiny Solgaleo while still asleep. And it just wakes up in time to go, hey, where did all my health come from? That was an incredibly bad move on the part of the Groudon there. Here comes a Weather Ball, but my goodness, is there egg on the face of shiny Groudon or what? I hope that doesn't scupper you guys. I mean, it still could go either way right now, but here's a Roar of Time from regular Solgaleo. How much damage is that going to do? It did almost half HP on that regular Groudon. My goodness, how do you follow up after that? Remember, Solgaleo will need to recharge on the next turn, though. Here's a super effective Throat Chop, though. Great play there by regular Groudon. What will shiny Groudon do to follow up on this one? Gonna go for Power Swap. Now, that's an interesting play as well. On the Poison type Solgaleo, swapped all changes to its attack and special attack, so it just gave +1 attack to that shiny Solgaleo. What are you doing, shiny Groudon? It's like you don't want to win. You literally just swapped that over. And of course, that regular Solgaleo is going to have to recharge, and the Poison Solgaleo, the shiny Poison type, goes for Acid Armor. Going to increase its defense. That's brilliant. So there you go. +2 defense on that shiny Solgaleo and +1 attack. Oh my goodness. Here's a Scald, though, coming out. Hopefully going to half the attack stat with a burn if we get it. Do we get the burn? We do get the burn. So regular Solgaleo only has half its attack stat now thanks to that burn. So that was a great play by regular Groudon there. Shiny Groudon goes for Ember, another fire-type attack. So, oh, super effective as well. So you've got to think, if the Scald wouldn't have burned Solgaleo, I think the Ember would have ended up doing it anyway. Here's the Aqua Ring, restoring the HP of both Shiny Solgaleo and regular Groudon. And there's the burn taking effect on regular Solgaleo. This is anybody's game right now. I don't know which way this is going to go. Regular Solgaleo wants to go for special attacks really now. Goes for Recover, though. Going to restore half its HP. What a great play there, giving it that much more staying power in this battle. Oh my goodness, this battle is all about survival. What is happening? Shiny Solgaleo is going to go for Baby Doll Eyes onto which of the Groudon there, though? Onto the regular Groudon. I'm going to lower that attack stat by 1 stage. What will it do to retaliate? Is it going to go for a physical attack or a special attack? Goes for Rock Polish. Going to raise its speed. Going to go from being the second fastest thing on the field to now the fastest thing on the field. What a great play. And here is Shiny Groudon to follow up with an Arm Thrust. That's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Are we going to get 5 hits or 2 hits? We get 3. My goodness. Where are we going? Remember the Bone Rush that we had last turn? We do get the 5 hits, though. Fair play. That's a decent amount of chip damage to that Solgaleo, and of course it's going to get burned at the end of the turn. There's the Water Veil on both sides, restoring the HP of Shiny Solgaleo and regular Groudon. And there's that burn, bringing regular Solgaleo to very close to half HP. Everybody's still in the green. This is an incredible episode of Metromania. What is happening? We see a not very effective Seed Bomb coming out, and it's not very effective on the poison type Solgaleo, but wouldn't have been very effective on a regular steel and psychic type Solgaleo. Shiny Solgaleo is going to go through with an Aurora Veil. It will fail because Hail is not in effect. Aurora Veil will fail because Hail's not in effect. Is a difficult sentence to say quickly. Here's an Ice Shard, though. That's going to be super effective on that regular Groudon, but only does a tiny bit of damage there because, of course, the physical attack has been halved on that Solgaleo from that burn. Shiny Groudon going for Secret Power, just for that little tiny bit of damage, just to bring that regular Solgaleo down to less than half HP, especially with the burn about to happen. The Water Veil still taking effect on both sides, healing up the 2 red Pokemon on the field, we'll call them. And there's that burn damage. Here we go. So Groudon, regular Groudon, is the fastest thing on the field after that Rock Polish. What's it going to do now to take advantage? Goes for Wake Up Slap. That is going to be... oh, it's going to be not very effective because it was on the Poison type Solgaleo rather than the Steel and Psychic type where it would have been neutral. So not the greatest position to put yourself in. Shiny Solgaleo is going to go for Gust, though, so it's not going to be the most damaging move, but certainly brings Shiny Groudon down to less than half its HP there. What will regular Solgaleo do now? What's it got in mind? Goes for Poison Fang. Now, it's not going to be very effective, but will it get the poison on that Shiny Groudon? It does not. So that was an unfortunate play for that Solgaleo. If you're going to go for physical attacks, make sure they get their attacks in order. But there's a neutral attack order from Shiny Groudon onto regular Solgaleo there, and there once again more Water Veil healing, more burn damage on Solgaleo. Where's this going to go? Both teams have one Pokemon that's in a great position and one Pokemon that's not looking so fresh right now. We see a Shadow Sneak coming out. If that's it's on the poison type Solgaleo again, so it only does neutral damage. Would have been super effective on the regular Solgaleo. But we get an Icicle Crash, though, coming out from that +1 attack Shiny Solgaleo. Sorry, I had a moment then. Bringing down into the red that regular Groudon. That is not good for the Groudon team. Regular Solgaleo is going to follow up with Future Sight. Now, that is going to be a stab move if and when that does hit. It depends how long this Solgaleo's got left on the field or how long its target has left on the field. We see Double Edge coming out from Shiny Groudon. It is going to be neutral damage. Great amount of damage there with that critical hit onto Shiny Solgaleo there. Shiny Groudon onto Shiny Solgaleo with the Double Edge there, and there is all the curative, lovely Aqua Ring. I wanted to say Aurora Veil. Aqua Ring. It's a veil of water. Aqua Ring. Lots of veils, lots of rings, lots of confusion. Aqua and Aurora. Here's an Ice Hammer, though, from regular Groudon onto that regular Solgaleo. It is going to be not very effective. Regular Groudon, speed dropping as well, just doesn't seem to be able to land its hits on the Pokemon that it's going to do the most damage on. Shiny Solgaleo goes for a Shadow Bone, though. Looks like it's on Shiny Groudon. Is it going to be enough to take it down? Not quite enough to take down Shiny Groudon, but bringing it down into the red. Here comes regular Solgaleo with a Night Daze, though, onto that regular Groudon. Is it enough to pick up the KO? It is going to pick up the KO. It's now 1 Groudon versus 2 Solgaleo, and you've got to argue this Groudon isn't in the best position right now. It's going to go for Electrify, but that does indeed fail, and there's the Aqua Ring restoring the HP of the shiny Solgaleo there, as we see the burn damage take effect on regular Solgaleo. It's looking tough for this shiny Groudon, but it could certainly pull out a victory if it's really lucky. Although Core Enforcer coming out from regular Solgaleo there, you've got to think there's no way that Groudon is surviving Core Enforcer. Oh my goodness, 17 HP, it was a foregone conclusion there. Well done to the Solgaleo team. That is the knockout, and that is the victory that Solgaleo needed to go into the next round of Metromania Quarterfinal 1. First Pokemon that's in it is Solgaleo. Well done to that team.
Well, wasn't Solgaleo just stupidly dominant in this? I mean, I know Groudon really tried hard and got that second round victory, but it felt like a bit of a fluke. Like, I feel like Solgaleo could have very easily 2-0'd Groudon in this one, but luckily Groudon managed to save a bit of its pride, claw back that 1-1 equalizer, but then just totally dominated again in the third round by Solgaleo. Solgaleo just did so well. It's really, I think it's the amount of resistances that Solgaleo has that really makes it such a terrifying Pokemon to be up against. I really do fear for whoever has to face Solgaleo in quarterfinal 4, because it's going to be the winner of Heat 8, and I just don't know which of those 2 Pokemon is going to pull out with the victory. But is it really a victory if you have to face Solgaleo in the next round? I don't know if it is. Solgaleo, that's one to look out for in this series, I think. And of course, that'll wrap it up for this edition of Metromania. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, of course, make sure you hit the like button to let me know. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and if you'd like to support the channel like these lovely people do down here, you can pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.